I enjoyed reading from as long as I could remember. You know, first fairy tales, and then the Bobbsey twins, and then Nancy Drew, and always different kinds of horse books. So I grew up reading basically children's junk literature. And then when I went to John Burroughs, we had to read a book every 2 weeks, starting in 7th grade, excuse me. And they were complicated books. So one of them was, the first year was Twelfth Night. Made no sense to me at all, but it was interesting. We had to read a Shakespeare play every year. And one of them was Oliver Twist, also made no sense to me. I didn't know why he couldn't have that second helping of porridge. I'd never heard of such a thing. And then, but I got involved, and I liked the reading enough to keep on keeping on with it. I was a good girl. I did my homework. And so I think what happens is that you get practice doing things that you're not comfortable with, and then you become comfortable with them. And starting in 9th grade, I began to really click on the reading. And so when I was a senior at Burroughs, my mother and my stepfather did a wonderful thing, which was we had every spring we had 2 weeks spring vacation. And that year, 1967, they sent me to London for 2 weeks to stay with friends who lived not far from Marble Arch, like a couple of blocks down from Marble Arch. And they showed me around. They showed me around London. They showed me around England. They took me to all different kinds of places. They were very kind, and that was a real inspiration. So when I came home, we had to write a senior's thesis. So when I came home, my senior thesis was about my trip to London, and I got an A on it. And I thought, oh, that's lots of fun. And so gradually, as I went on through college, I came to believe that this was something that I could do. And so my senior year, my senior thesis was a novel, my first novel. And I do believe, and I am very glad, that it is hidden deeply somewhere in the archives or the library system of Vassar College, and will never see the light of day. But it was enjoyable, and I liked the whole process. I liked thinking it up. I liked writing it down. I liked thinking about the characters. I liked making the parts work together. And I really said, okay, this is what I want to do. Now, one seminal moment was Christmas Eve that year, which would have been 1970, Christmas Eve 1970. Everybody had gone to bed, and I was sitting up reading Our Mutual Friend by Charles Dickens. And I hadn't read much Dickens since middle school. But I adored Our Mutual Friend, and I read it all night long, and I finished it early in the morning. And I said, I love this. I want to do this. And so that's at the point where I committed myself to becoming a writer, if I possibly could. And it didn't look especially good. I was not a star or even a valued member of the class. I was more the kid who sits in the back row with her eyes open, kind of hoping for the best and keeping on working. And so I think that's good, though, because there's no pressure if you're if you're just sitting in the back row with your eyes open. And so you just keep doing it your way, which is what I did.